We also do have things happening in Anambra State. I think I want to begin with Anambra State and just quickly talk about both of them. And the first one is to talk about, I don't know if to start with the bad one or the good one first.
Anyone. We can start with, okay, let's start from bad, then move over to
okay,
the good.
I think it's said that the Godfather is a man who likes to listen to bad news first. All right, quite unfortunate. On February the 16th, in Anambra State, there was so much talk. The social media went agog when the viral video of a young man lying in his pool of blood went viral at Obuogu. Across Nigeria, it's called the pharmaceutical market, but in Anambra State,
Obuogu.
Yes, it's called Obuogu because that's a drug market here in Onitsha. And one of the things Onitsha is popular for, I think between Onitsha and Kano, they have the two biggest open drug markets in Nigeria. Now, there are the sad part now is that we have two conflicting accounts of what really happened. So, for those who want to take the story of the traders, what they are saying was that this young man who we saw lying in his pool of blood went to urinate or ease himself, as we say in Nigeria, around some of the gutters there, and then the state anti-touting squad, and they called SASA in Anambra State, accosted him, started molesting him, and then it led to what we saw, him lying in his pool of blood. And they accuse SASA and other state agencies of this kind of high-handedness. And you could hear them saying it in the video. They seem to agree with market leadership. Because when you also listen to market leaders who are talking, that is exactly what they are saying. And also, the member representing Ihiala constituency 2 at the State House of Assembly has also taken the matter to the police, reported, because he's talking about, no, this man is a peace-loving guy, actually studied political science, graduated before he went to the market to trade, and this is not one miscreant, painted that picture, this is not one miscreant, and the police has also vowed to unravel it. So that is the account coming from them, rascality on the part of the government agency, SASA. But then when you listen to the story from the state government, I find it funny because it's quite contrasting. What the state government is alleging is that SASA operatives were doing their business. First of all, they say SASA has no business with molesting anybody over, they're not the environmental guys, they're not the Ocha Brigade, they have no business with that, with whoever is urinating and defecating the place. That they were on their daily beat of arresting arboros, touts, who extort drivers. And so some of these touts ran into this market. So they chased after these guys to arrest them, being 7 in number, that the market leadership, or the traders, of course supported by the market leaders, launched an attack on this government agent, the SASA guys. That they even went ahead to launch acid attacks on them. So the state government alleged that 4 of them sustained life-threatening injuries and are now receiving treatment, while the other 3 had to run for their lives. They now claim, the government now claims that it was at this point that the Navy, of course, a station not far away, now moved in to arrest the situation. That this led to some kind of shootout between the Nigerian Navy and the market vigilante who were shielding these criminals. And they say it was this shootout that is stray bullets, as it is. And they also went ahead to say that it wasn't even the Navy stray bullet, but the vigilantes, the market vigilantes, stray bullet that hit this guy. Went ahead to talk about the market leadership not being cooperative and all of that. Whoever you want to believe, whoever you would choose to believe, the state government should know it can't run away from responsibility here. Why do I say this? If the state government is convinced that these market operatives, vigilante and market leadership, don't forget, market leadership recognized and, of course, right under the leadership of the state. So if this account is true, who has gone in for it? We should see the state government moving and make arrest of those who stopped these guys from carrying out their legitimate, their legitimate duty. We should see the state government move in and apprehend those who launch acid attacks. It's quite some serious allegation the state government is alleging on these guys. And then thirdly, is also the state government needs to explain to us, how did it get to this point where agents of the state government are not receiving cooperation from who? From vigilante, from market leaders, from traders. I think the government needs to have an inward look into itself, if their account is true. But then, if the account of the traders is true, then it is quite unfortunate that the state government will hurriedly put up this kind of a disclaimer, that the state government will hurriedly put up this without properly investigating. Security and lives of property is one of the major reasons why we have a government. And so this is one killing too much. While on the other hand, I don't know who to be, but it is just to say this, that as somebody who lives in Onitsha, you also live in Onitsha, that we do know that these touts who harass these transporters are still having a field day. Let the government make of this information what they will and go ahead to arrest the situation. That is on the bad news. The other one, I don't know if it's a good news or a bad news. Honestly, I don't know if it's a good news or a bad news. Yesterday, the news filtered in that the Anambra State Governor went to unscheduled visit to Oboko, and then saw the state of the road construction, and he wasn't okay with it, so he fired the contractors, and that's BNHH engineering outfit. Now, while I have read accounts from the state government, this is trying to give kudos to the state governor, and this is like trying to say an action governor has really come to be. Reading what happened and looking at what happened, I think they shouldn't jubilate. I think they shouldn't jubilate. I think if this really happened, the state governor woke up too late, and when a man wakes up late, he shouldn't look for accolades. He should actually be in a haste to cover up. Now, why do I say this? When Professor Chukwuma Soludo was campaigning, he made promises to the Anambra. One of the things he said, he said his administration will focus on was road construction, road maintenance, road modernization. That it's going to include putting sidewalks, flyovers, bridges, and all of that. He said that much. When he came into power, he said Anambra State was going to be a construction site when it gets to infrastructural development. He said that much. He promised he's promised over 220 kilometers of road before the end of 2022. Now, if you look at when this road was flagged off, it was sometime September 9th, 2022. That was when these roads, because there are 9 roads, were flagged off by the state governor. If you look at the revised budget 2022 of the Anambra State government, 54 billion naira, which is half that budget, was budgeted to road infrastructure. Building of roads, maintenance of road, and all of that. Now, this axis of road, these are 9 roads around the Oboko, Miata Anam axis. It was going to include 2 bridges, or is it 2 flyovers? 2 bridges. It was going to include 2 bridges. Now, what is the delivery date for this job? It was supposed to be delivered June last year, June 2023. Now, 8 months later, he agreed that 8 months later, these guys are yet to deliver this job. So it took Mr. Governor 8 good months after the date of delivery to now get to Oboko and realize that they don't have the capacity for the job. Now that calls to question his style of leadership. That calls to question how he got this, because there's supposed to be a bidding process for government contracts. So it is supposed to be that the most qualified, those with the highest capacity, proven track record to deliver, got this job. 8 months after the date they were supposed to deliver, if he is just finding out this, it calls to question the process by which they got this contract. That is one. The second one is also, it also calls the question, if you are supposed to, something that is so dear to your heart, to the extent that half of the state budget in 2022 was, really dedicated to, roads and all, which means it's something dear to your heart. Then 8 months after, the date is they're supposed to deliver, they are still, and he talked about 59% mobilization. So I think this calls to question.
He's going to do that. He should actually sit up and do it very well, because this, especially this road construction something, he should actually do it and be very fast about it.
Yeah. All right.